live here at Grammy Camp. Neil, thanks so much for taking the time out today. Listen, I'm just curious to know, for our fans that don't know anything about Grammy Camp, can you kind of give us an elevator pitch as to what it is and how it got started?
Sure. Well, we're celebrating a milestone. This is our 5th year of doing Grammy Camp. And the idea was to bring high school students from all around the country to have an experience that only the Grammy Foundation, the Recording Academy could offer, which is really to bring in some of the key people from many, many disciplines within the music industry and have them have a week and longer experience with all of these professionals on individual tracks, but then see how it all integrates. Because it's one thing if you want to be an engineer, or if you want to be a lighting director, or if you want to be a manager, if you want to be a musician, but the intersection of all of this is where it gets to be critical. And ultimately, these young people will work all week on their individual disciplines, but at the end of the week come together to actually produce an event together to get a real hands-on experience.
So I know you can't actually sit down and talk one-on-one with all the campers here, but I'm just curious to know if you had a chance to actually engage one-on-one with a couple of the campers that are looking to achieve success in what is a very difficult industry right now, as you alluded to earlier. What are some words of wisdom that you would give to some of the campers?
Well, I think you have to have perseverance, and you have to have a resiliency where you are able to take no standing up and not get knocked down by it, because you're just going to hear no a lot, and there are a lot of doors that are hard to get through. But if you are disciplined about it, and if you're committed to it, and if you have the staying power, I think that's the most core value that you have to have. Then beyond that, it's really about being smart. Use the resources that you have. There are a lot of other people that you're going to meet at camp, for example, using that as sort of a template perhaps. Meet other people who want to do the kinds of things that you want to do, who become a team, and form one. That's what I did when I was a kid. Originally just musicians in a band. Later it became a couple of guys who were ultimately managers, and we added a lawyer to the mix, and then we added a business person, and before you know it, we had our own little company and we were off and running. But it's those people that I met along the way at my own peer level that banded together and had success.
So given that the Hollywood community, we've lost a lot of influential icons in the past 2 weeks, from Ed McMahon to, of course, Michael Jackson. I'm curious to know if you think about legacy yourself and how you yourself want to be remembered. Does that come into your daily thought pattern?
I wouldn't say daily. Hopefully not. I think what happens with people in general is, as you progress through life and as you progress through careers, you get to a certain point where all of a sudden the light bulb goes off, which is about the rest of my life isn't necessarily about climbing higher mountains or finding the next job that's beyond what you're doing, and part of that allows you the space to think about legacy, but to think about giving back and what contributions have you made. So for myself, I think of all the things I've done in my career, there's nothing that will be even remotely close to my work at the Academy. And so I hope that the legacy is, A, that we're a strong organization going into the future, and B, that we've created the infrastructure to do it. I'm very proud of the fact that we've opened the Grammy Museum, which is something we've tried to do for 30 years. The fact that our foundations are doing so well with programs like this, which are now in their 5th year. So, where is this going to be in its 25th year? Looking forward to it. Music Cares, which has a 20-year anniversary this year, and the Academy, which has had 50. So I just hope that all the great work that all the people in our Academy have done, and our elected leadership and our membership gets to continue, and that the bar keeps getting higher. That would be the thing that would make me happiest.
Awesome. Last question for you, and then I'll let you off the hook here. Was there a concert for you growing up in your adolescence that you can point to that was perhaps a pivotal moment that the light bulb went off and it's like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Well, it wasn't a concert. It was a TV program. It was the Ed Sullivan Show, and it was Elvis, actually. Okay. Old enough to remember that, and I was just, a little kid. And the family used to watch variety programs, television. I think that's the nice thing about an American Idol. It's something that everybody can watch together and enjoy, and there's entertainment, but there's also music and there's dance and there's, you know, a level of artistic creativity in it. It's a healthy thing. So when Elvis came on, it was such a radical thing to see on the Ed Sullivan Show, which for the most part, you know, you'd see Johnny Mathis and you'd see sort of the more standard kinds of performers you'd have seen in the 50s. And then here's this guy came on. I said, I want to do that. So it took me about a year and change to have bothered my parents long enough that they finally said, okay, you can have a guitar and we'll get you lessons. And I was, I think, about 7 when I started guitar lessons. So that was a big moment for me. The concert that I remember would be the Beatles in Shea Stadium, which was, I was already off in the world of being a musician and having bands and playing and so on. But that was a moment where, although you didn't hear very much music, you heard mostly screaming. Right. It was just one of those moments where you're in the middle of thousands of people appreciating this unbelievably creative and different group for the time.
Awesome. Listen, thanks so much, Neil, for taking the time out.
Pleasure.
And this is an amazing experience, an amazing group of campers, too. Just happy that we're able to be part of the Grammy Foundation and getting our word out to all the World Wide Web viewers.
And we greatly appreciate that. You know, the coverage is important, and the more people that know, the better we can build these programs. So thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Neil. Appreciate it.
it.